Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today I have another breakup story to share. And if you have a breakup story you want to share, visit writemac.com. Send your story in, and I could give you my take in a YouTube video just like this. If you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you want to subscribe, hit the red button. I think you know that already if you've been on YouTube, like, I don't know, half the world's population. If you want to hit the notifications button and get updated every time a new video drops, that is suggested if you're going through it right now, like most of us, or like most of you. So let's get into it. Hello, Coach McCarthy. Usually people say Coach Mac, but McCarthy's fine. Thank you for taking the time to read my story. I watch your videos a lot, so I don't do anything stupid during no contact. My boyfriend at the time met on Tinder. Please make sure that you reread your story before you send it in, just so it's a little smoother. I'm not the grammar police, but sentences like this just throw you off. You have to reread them. My boyfriend at the time and me, possibly, and I met on Tinder. Believe it or not, we met each other in person, introduced each other at our parents', stayed at each other's houses until his mom said he was enlisted in the Army. I had a feeling that I probably should have just stayed friends with him, but I wanted to see how it would work out too. His mom told me not to hurt him, and he said it shouldn't be the other way around. He's a total mommy's boy before going in the Army. Well, maybe the Army's going to be good for this individual if that's the case, because you're gonna grow up quick if you join the armed forces, right? Because that's what basic training and whatnot's for. And I've never been in the military. My father was. There's a lot of good aspects to it. And he's probably going to come out a changed man. So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for you is a different case. But for him, I think most likely it's going to be a good thing. He loved playing with his dogs and hanging out with his mom and dad and older sister, so he had a good family life. Long story short, he never really made any time for me. Well, bottom line, if he never made time for you then, he's not going to make a whole lot of time for you when he moves to go away for training. So if time is scarce now, and then he's going to move away and he's going to be occupied with something else, I mean, where does that leave you? He would always tell me he would call me after hanging out with his friends. Sometimes I'd wait all night for his call and nothing, and then he would text me the next morning. Well, that just tells you where his priority is. He puts his friends before you, and you have to ask yourself, where's my power? Stop complaining about it. You can tell everyone, oh, he never calls me back. Where's your power? Break up with him, accept it, don't accept it, don't complain about it. If the individual keeps doing it, it's who they are. If the individual does it once or twice and apologize, might be a mistake, there might be some circumstances, there was traffic, a friend had an issue. Those are different issues. If it keeps happening again and again, then what you're doing is you're accepting it, and then you're creating it as a norm in your relationship, and you shouldn't complain about it then. My ex and I were dating for 6 good months. He gave me his hoodie t-shirt and cologne, and I gave him my teddy bear. We went to the Army. Of course, he changed, but shouldn't change how you treat a person. Maybe I don't understand it. He ghosted me through that time period. While I thought he was just busy, he only sent one letter through the 3 months, and me and his mom were chatting. He talked to his mom and grandma because there was a shooting in his platoon, but not me. His mom contacted me saying he was okay. I would wait every Sunday for him to call or look in the mail for anything and absolutely nothing. My parents knew I was excited to see him while I was sending him cards and gifts and a birthday card. I stayed loyal while he was away. Well, that's good for you because that's who you are and where you're at in the relationship. But the circumstances of him going into the Army is going to have his attention probably 100% of the time, and you're going to come secondary or third to that. And the idea that you're putting out all this effort and not getting a whole lot in return is just clarity. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's a bad guy or all guys are bad. It just means that he's occupied right now, and the relationship is much more important to you than it is to him, and you have a choice. Accept it or don't accept it. I was super excited about him coming home, and I was going to get him more gifts. Then he came back. I found on Snapchat that he's back, and he didn't call me on my story. And I said to everyone, let me know if you want me in your life or not. Well, this is kind of like, to go this route and talk this way says that you're having trouble accepting the fact that he's not really interested in a serious relationship and you're 100% in. And so you need to make a decision and say, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to be, if someone doesn't appreciate me, I don't need to stick around. Not directed to him. I texted him congratulations. He texted me Sorry, I was a dirtbag for loving my family I haven't seen in 10 weeks. So basically, he's being sarcastic here. He's saying, look, I put my family first. I didn't really feel the need to involve you in that, where in the past you were involved in family events. I mean, again, he's telling you where he stands on the relationship. It hurts. You don't like it, but you need to find a way to accept it and move forward, because I don't think it's going to change, which I think he was making that as an excuse to break up with me. I don't know if it's an excuse or just the truth. I'm not trying to make him choose. I don't think you're trying to make him choose. I think he's already made a choice that this relationship's just not that important to him, and it's very important to you, and it's frustrating to you, but you need to accept that. Never did say anything about that. I just thought if you loved a significant other, you'd tell them too. Well, your interpretation of what love is different than his interpretation of what love is. People get caught up in the idea that, well, I love you, and love is supposed to be this, this, and this, and they don't love me because they didn't do this, this, and this. Well, the reality is love is different in the eyes of the beholder. And so some people regard love as being really affectionate and caring. Some people regard love as just being there. Some people regard love as being financially supportive. I mean, it's all different things for different people. And so when you hold other people accountable to your love rules, sometimes you get disappointed, and it's not your fault. But the reality is, once you learn this, and then you start to get into a relationship, and it starts to get clear that you guys don't line up on your values, that's your moment to go, you know what, this is not going to work out. It's not my fault or their fault. I need to move forward. Then he said he had to let me loose for college in Georgia since we both live in Arizona. And he blocked me, but before that he said, don't take this as me breaking up with you, after I said, okay. So he's controlling the situation. And he's also saying, look, I haven't really treated you well. I'm moving away, but yeah, I'd still like to keep you as a girlfriend. But from the track record so far, what kind of relationship are you hanging on to? Ask yourself that. Then after a month of no contact, still going at this point, it's been a month, he's unblocked and blocked me. So I told him to block me, and then I blocked him. After the holidays were over, I went to go get my things. His mom has left outside of the door so I can get it. Told her thank you, wished her a happy new year. I don't know what I want to achieve from this, but is it bad that I didn't beg and plead? Is it bad that I didn't beg and plead? No, it's absolutely admirable and noble of you to have some dignity and respect for yourself and not beg and plead, because there's absolutely no reason, nor is it going to be attractive in his eyes for you to beg or plead. So yeah, that's a good thing. I just went straight into no contact because I heard about it before. Well, going into no contact in this situation, what's your alternatives? What's your alternatives? I'm 3 months no contact now, and I just feel indifferent about everything. If you feel indifferent, that's actually a good place to be, rather than in pain or hoping and wishing, because I don't know what kind of relationship you're chasing. Because ask yourself this, was the relationship really that good anyways? So I hope that helps you. Please visit writemac.com if you have a breakup story you want to share, or if you'd like to book a live coaching session. Thank you for supporting the channel.